And we are live. Holy. Let's go. 2024. Let's go. Goat. I'm not a goat, I'm a donkey. Happy New Year to everybody. Wish you do these earlier. I got to get up at 4 to work. Sorry, Jesse. I'll do some more in the future earlier. This one I ran actually later, though, for sure. Just with it being New Year's. Happy New Year's. We live yet? We are live now. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. What's going on? Why aren't you fishing? I was fishing yesterday. Today was a packing and editing day. And I'm drinking some alcoholic slush right now. What's shaking, everybody? Hello, hello. New drinking time. Drinking every time Clay says fish, we take a shot. Fish, 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 fish. That's 4 shots. Happy New Year's. I'm not on the ice because I'm hanging out with you guys. That's why I'm not on the ice. Fished yesterday. Today was editing and packing for a trip. And tomorrow we'll be packing still and a little bit more editing. And then I'm going on an adventure. I'm going on like a 4 or 5 day trip, probably, I think. Something like that. Jello shots will come out soon, yes. They will. Loving the high risk trip vids. There's one more to come. I just dropped it for members only, actually, Adam, so you should be able to watch it now. It's a shorter video, and everybody else will see it. I think I'll probably go back to regular scheduled programming Wednesdays and Sundays. Wednesday and Sunday, so I'll probably drop it on Wednesday. I just assume you'd be out fishing there now, but happy. No, not fishing right now. I really want to see a stock trout video. That will be coming up at some point here. I've got some walleye videos to edit yet. One that I did by myself. I have a 1v1 with Adam, and then I have another one with a special guest. What's my biggest walleye? Length is 32 and a half, and weight is 13.6 pounds. Hey Clayton, I just uploaded my first ice fishing walleye video other day. Went well. Frostbite tantrums. Got sweet footage of the underwater bite. Well, I'll have to check that out. Let's see here. I'll do a picture. Do a picture of your name and I can go check it out sometime. I always like to watch some new content. There we go. We'll check it out. I did not hunt deer this year. No, next year we'll be hunting. I'll get back into hunting though again. This year was just too much with the new move and everything. So just lost a gold tantrum to a pike. Those silly pikes. Glad I get to experience most of my 23-24 ice fishing season through your videos. 50 degrees Fahrenheit and rain here in Wisconsin. Man, you guys are just not going to get ice this year. It's crazy. Corey, Happy New Year's to you as well. I hope all's going well up north. I know it can be a pretty lonely adventure that far north by yourself. So, like I've said before on Instagram, if you ever need to reach out, I'm here, buddy. A Happy New Year to yourself as well, my friend. Ice is bad here now, so no videos yet this year. Ice is bad in a lot of places. Sounds like I've had decent ice. It was just a late start, but we've been able to chase ice pretty hard, and lots of walking on this year though. Lots of walking on. Not good here in Southwest Saskatchewan. 4 or 5 inches. Yikes. I drove 12 hours to get ice, broke my rod and drill. Oh boy, that's no good. Jim Seagraves, Happy New Year, my friend. I hope all's well. Jerry, Happy New Year. Ryan, Happy New Year. Reed says hello. Hello to you, Reed. Any crazy Laker plans this year? Coming, yes. Lakers, I'll be doing this next trip. I'll do some Laker fishing. I don't know if I'll be fishing for giant Lakers this next one. We'll be fishing for some good action Lakers, I think. We'll see. I'll try to sneak out for some big ones at some point, but I'm not 100% sure yet. We're going to do some shots here for Send It Outdoors. Thank you for a fantastic year. Cheers, buddy. Cheers to you and Brad Simmons. Another New Year's Eve and my birthday Eve. Clayton rocks. Sand Mud. Rock, sand, mud. Have a fireball shot. Okay, we'll do fireball. We'll do a fireball. I don't have much fireball left. I've got mostly apple pie here, so we'll do that for you guys. We'll get some Jello shots out here at some point too. Cindy's got some Jello shots. We got one more fireball shot after that one. Cheers to the both of you. Let's have a shot. Shots. Cool. Fireball. It's good. I've got a great story about a fireball. Back before I started to film or anything like that, we went ice fishing, and a good buddy of mine from Alberta, he brought a Mickey like this, a fireball. And he put it in his front little pocket here. And we're just starting to go fish, and I grabbed the fireball out of his pocket. I'm like, give me a little shot of that for good luck. And he's like, no, you can't shoot it until we catch a fish. Now I'm taking one little swig. So I take a swig, right? Put it back in his pocket. He leans over to put the bait down. Fireball falls down the hole, gone. So I was the only one to get a shot from it. It was great. Look at this guy pretending to be Sam. I love him so much. I'm just going to block this guy because he's always in there being a clown. Let's go. Hide user on this chat? No, can I just this will hide him. I'll delete him eventually. Do you still hold YouTube Big Mama Lake Trout record? I honestly don't know. I don't know what's on YouTube. I'm sure there's been some bigger lake trout caught on YouTube before, right? Like it was just something that Justin and I did for fun at that stage. And he posted one though, like the new YouTube record, but it only actually had tied the one that I had put previously. So that was kind of the funny part about it. When I told him, I was like, just wait, because I have a trout that's coming out that's going to break yours anyway. So there's obviously some bigger ones caught on YouTube though, for sure. It's just something we did for fun more than anything. 16 inches of buffalo pound yesterday. That's lots of ice. Curious if you do a frostbite giveaway again this year. Taking my boy, a big fan, out with Andrew Walker in February. Looking for a big walleye, hopefully 28 plus. Nice. Yes, we'll do some kind of frostbite giveaway stuff here at some point. I do have a bunch of giveaways to do yet this year. So once I get back from my next trip, that's when I'll be doing a bunch more giveaways for sure for the member side, and then I'll do some other ones for everybody as well. How's your night going? It's going good. It's going good. Can't complain. It's just been, honestly, we had some fish tacos for supper because we took the whole family fishing yesterday. Caught some walleyes, did fish tacos today. And then my day mostly has just been packing and editing, gearing up for the next trip. What really sucks, I got a new Polaris Ranger this year. No ice to use it. No, that's no good. What is up? Happy New Year from the corn patch. Cindy and Clayton. Happy New Year. Have you tried the E40 yet? I have not tried the E40 yet. I do want to try it at some point. I like to try it though, like once it starts to get thick ice. I want to see what it's going to do. Went out to Warner Road today, Winnipeg all afternoon, didn't catch anything. Well, that's no good. I want to come to Lake Winnipeg soon. Excuse me. I think I'm going to be there for sure beginning of February. So maybe I won't even get out there till then. But if I see like a nice 3-4 days in a row, I might just like go out there and do some camping on the ice or something like that. I'm not sure yet. I might. We'll see. We're still catching big walleyes in the river here in central Wisconsin. Awesome to see your ice videos. Hope to be on the ice soon. I hope you can get on the ice soon, but at least you're fishing, because that's would suck if you couldn't do any fishing at all. Happy New Year, Clayton and Cindy. Thanks for allowing me to be part of your adventure from Colorado. No, thank you for watching the videos and following along. That's we owe you the thanks. Can't figure out how to become a member. Is it Canada only? No, it's for anybody. I don't know if you can do it on your phone, but there will be a join button somewhere. If you go underneath any of my videos, there should be a join button, and that's how you become a member. And the member, all it is like you get early access to videos, and then maybe some more giveaways, and then some like private chats type of thing where it's not flooded with as many people. You can ask more questions. Next to subscribe. It should be next to the subscribe button. Do you ever try spearing sight fishing? I've never done any of the spearing stuff. I'd have a tough time spearing pike. I wouldn't mind spearing some eater-sized pike, but I'd have a tough time like spearing a 40-inch pike. With having seen how important it is for the whole catch and release of them and wanting to catch those big mamas, I'd have a tough time spearing those fish. Happy New Year to you as well, Trish. Hope you guys are doing good. Clayton, how are you, man? Just rewatch Game of Inches. I love your competitive but supportive you get. I love the competition side of that for sure, but I was obviously wanting everybody to do well. The Game of Inches, man, I still want. I'd like to do a Game of Inches, like put all my 5 videos together and like talk through of like, and sit down with Adam and like talk through it. What it's like our strategy and like what our mindset was at each stage and all that and whatnot. It'd be interesting, I think. No Game of Inches right now planned, but you never know. We probably wouldn't say anything if we were, though, just we could try to keep it a little bit of a secret if we ever did do something like that again. If you could fish anyone in 2024, who would it be? Well, Carter Reed, right? Carter Reed or Ray or Cindy, somebody in my family. I like to fish with my dad too.
Deal.
I think Cindy needs to make a YouTube channel about living with Clayton. Somebody says, I think Cindy needs to make a YouTube channel about living with Clayton.
Yeah, I could. I'll make a go at it.
I'm not editing it though because, yeah, I have to have a shot. You better have a jello shot for that one. They left a super chat. Living with Clayton. Oh, it wouldn't be good. Okay, there you go.
Which one do you want?
I'm doing this one. You do the jello shot. Yeah, you do the jello.
I'll do 2.
You do too. Okay, cheers.
Oh, cheers.
We need to see more of Cindy and Tigger on the ice in 2024. I want to take Tigger ice fishing. She won't let me.
He's gonna fall down the hole.
Tell her you wouldn't go down the hole. Oh, cool. That was a good one. What's your top finicky walleye presentation through the ice? The jig and the minnow. Probably, you know what's really funny is I haven't fished the jig and the minnow at all this year. And we'll be coming up in a couple videos. And not my next one, probably 2 or 3 videos from now. I finally catch a big fish on a jig and a minnow. And I was like, I have completely ignored the jig and the minnow this year. So I need to use it more. The jig and the minnow is probably my favorite finicky walleye bite for sure. Hello from Lake Simcoe, Ontario. Well, hello. I make the best apple pie around. Well, send it down. Send it over to us.
Well, we'll tell you.
Yeah, we'll tell you. I'm a professional apple pie taster. Any plans for once it's 12? Probably to go to bed.
That's 2. Cheers.
Got a 106 SV. No ice. That's no good. No good. Hopefully soon. Have you ever fished at Paint Lake in Northern Manitoba? I've never fished Paint Lake. I've heard lots about it. There's some other lakes up there I'd like to go fish. I need to go on like some more tours at some point. Paint Lake would be a good one. I know there's lots of fish there. I know tracking down a big one is harder, but it's mapped out too. So I wouldn't mind going to a lake like that and just like, I bet you'd probably be really good in the winter. You're giving me some ideas. Paint Lake would be a good one. Any plans for fishing in southwestern Manitoba? Nothing yet. I don't know. Maybe an Oak Lake thing. I'm not positive. Not positive. Clayton, are the Arc Lab poles the best or what? I believe they are. I've used the Fishing Specialties one, and it was good. I didn't mind it at all. But the Arc Lab stuff, the more I use it, is like the more I just like it. It's just been so solid. Risk it for the brisket. If anybody maybe see my last video of fishing for the brisket. I'm not gonna lie, when that brisket fell down the hole, I could like taste it. Like I wanted it even more than what I did after before it fell down. Please give a shout out to Tony and Cindy in Minnesota who are big fans and who are in your chat for the first time tonight. Well, hello, Tony and Cindy. We're going to have a drink for you guys right here. So this is a special shout out to you from Jared P. Tony and Cindy. Welcome to the chat. Happy New Year's to you and everybody else in here. Jay brought his cats for an overnight. I'm taking Tigger. We'll let Tigger decide. We'll let Tigger decide. Jig and a brisket. I probably should have, after I got that brisket back, I probably should have used some of it for bait, right? That brisket is so good though. Clayton, I'm currently sitting on the lake in my wheelhouse catching walleye. Please shout out my son Odin. Well, hello Odin. You catch a big walleye, okay? Catch one bigger than your dad. That would be amazing. And then send me a photo. Any underwater footage coming up soon? Yes, I've had a bad streak with underwater footage this year with just always finding murky water. I even went to like an area where I always have great underwater footage. Went there, 10 feet, 12 feet, walleyes everywhere, dropped the camera down, and it's like murky. So I'm having such a bad string of luck this year with murky water. So I'm going to take my uh, underwater camera on my next trip up north, though, and hopefully find some clear water up there for some walleyes or something like that. When are the big pike videos coming? They will come. They will come. December and November, for the most part, are almost always going to be a month. That's my time to chase a big walleye where I have a good chance of catching a 13 plus pounder. And I'm going to do walleyes like that in the future for a long time. And then as the season progresses, January, February, March, I'll branch out to Lakers and stock trout and pike and all that. But November, December are likely going to be a walleye thing for a long time. So that's kind of why I always have a bunch of walleye videos in that time time frame. And a lot of times I'll put a lot of the same species together for a little bit because it takes time just to figure them out, what's going on, to hunt down a big fish, right? Like, so it could take weeks to figure out what's really going on out there with them. So I always like to do species kind of together. When I start doing pike, I could have, 4 or 5 pike videos together because I'm just going to hunt pike, for 2 weeks straight, something like that. Happy New Year, folks. Here's to another great year of YouTube content from CSO. Yes, cheers. I can't believe 2024. We just hit 400 videos the other day. So it's crazy. My goal for 2024 is going to be 2 every week. So that would be 52 weeks. That's what it is. No, there's no way I can do 104 videos. There's no way. That's a goal, I guess. I'm taking April off, so it'd be less April too. Yeah, two a week is the goal, though, for sure. How do I become a member? Taylor, should be a join button somewhere by the subscribe button. What color scissor kick would you use in murky water? I would like to use the white, the glow, or the insanity pepper in murky water. Remember, guys, if I ask a question in here or I answer a question or you ask a question and I don't get to it, feel free to bring it up again. I'm trying to cover as many questions as I can. How do you feel about changing from otter to Eskimo huts? So far, no complaints. Been very happy. Somebody told me that I wouldn't be as warm, and I haven't found that yet. But it also hasn't been cold yet. And what was the other one somebody said I wouldn't like? I can't remember, but I'm very happy with everything so far. The bags are a little bit more of a pain in terms of putting them in, but the bags are way better quality and they don't rip and they stand up a lot longer. So there was definitely pros and cons with that aspect of it for sure. I've been very happy so far. I can't complain at all. Why did I switch, Ryan? I've covered it lots in other chats before, but basically it was just going to be a better fit for my channel going forward, a little bit better of a partnership for me. And I also spent some time with him before I made that switch. So anything I do make a switch for in my future with CSO, I'm going to trust and believe in that product. I've had some other offers with companies and stuff like that I just have to use their stuff before I really am going to make that switch. And one of them's like the Heat Hog. I've been using the Heat Hog heater. I'm not partnering with them at all, but I've been putting it through the ringer, trying it out, giving them feedback on how I feel about it before I ever say, okay, you know what, I'll put my name with it and use it. So Dason, all the best in 2024. You weren't supposed to send a super chat, Dason. We put that, you weren't supposed to send that, even though City knew you would. You better have a shot for Dason.
I told him not to do that.
I know. Cheers, Jason, to you and to your family.
Happy New Year, Jason. I told you not to send a live chat or a super chat.
Oof. It's a gutter. That's a gutter.
You got your package.
Package came good. You're so welcome, Jason. Thank you for all the support. We appreciate it very much. Thank you for YouTube. My wife and I love it. Well, we appreciate you watching them very much, Brian. Do you edit with Mac or Windows? I edit with Windows. Our cat Rory says Happy New Year to Tigger. That's amazing. If you had a drink named after you, what would be in it? A monster with like something you could shoot, and we call it like the donkey shot. A monster and something like a 2-ounce drink.
Can you mix monsters with alcohol?
Oh yeah, you can mix anything with alcohol. I'll tell you, Clayton, if you want to catch big walleyes, please use the Northland tackle coffin spoons. I use them. Have never caught. I will tell you, Clayton, if you want to catch big walleyes, please use the Northland tackle coffin spoons. I use them and have never caught fish. Hope to see them in videos soon. If they don't catch fish, why do I want to use them? I don't know. I've been using some the new Castmaster hammered gold. Has been so good for me this year. Happy New Year to you as well, Mike. Hope all is well, buddy. Donkey shot, right? I still want to get a dog named Donkey, but Cindy, I'm just going. Gotta slowly convince her. I want to get a dog named Donkey. Be the best brisket angler of the year. Yes. The S Donkey shot does sound like a new lure. Jim Leahy, Randy Bobandy, or Ricky. I like Ricky. I love Ricky. I love Bubbles though too. Tim J. I love it. I'm definitely Ricky Julian Bubs team for sure. Wife talking. Take your girl with. I know we went fishing the other day. She caught a fish. She caught a fish. Yeah. Next time you come over here, pull up your picture of your pike. Here's to a new PB Laker this year. I'll take a shot to that, Ivan, for sure. We're gonna get a 45-inch Laker this year. That's a goal for sure. I want a giant Laker, not just like a giant Laker. I want a super giant. Cheers. Did you consider mounting your brisket? Right, catch of the year. Cool. That is good. The Last Mountain Distillery Apple Pie Moonshine. It hits hard. Hits really hard. Can you please do a YouTube fisherman tier list video? I don't watch a lot of YouTube fishing shows, so it'd be really hard for me to do something like that. And it's so hard. Like, I don't like the ranking everybody, right? Because it's like somebody that maybe suffers from like depression and all that. And if they don't make the list, maybe they'll be like, how come I'm not on this list or whatever, right? Like, I just love everybody to do their own thing, and if people want to watch, great. But I don't know. There's definitely is obviously people that are really good and people that are getting better and whatnot. But yeah, I've been waiting for that 32-inch walleye. Me too. Me too. I don't think I've put a 32-inch walleye on film yet. I put 2 13-pounders on film and many of like 31s, 31 and a halves. Not many, but some. But I don't think I have put a 32-inch walleye on film yet. Yeah, need to. I need to. You have to specify the booze shooter and the donkey shot because a ton of us will shoot it. I'm gonna totally make a donkey shot. I'm gonna make a donkey shot for the next live chat. We're gonna have donkey shots. Where'd you get the brisket? I don't know. I'm figuring it out yet. It's got to be an ounce of Monster and then like an ounce of Pink Whitney. Really? Pink Whitney?
Oh, yeah.
What's the percentage of Pink Whitney?
30.
Vodka? How about Monster and Pink Whitney? Now, City says Malibu rum. I don't know. I watch you get better. I watch you to get better. Only my first year making videos. That's great, right? Like I watch. If you watch some of my earlier videos to now, obviously there's probably an improvement. Even though it's like I feel like I want to get still better than I am now, right? Like never be content with what your content is at. and you should always like push to like get better and better, right? Excuse me. Any opinion of the Mr. Buddy fuel keg 1 pound refillable propane tanks? I think that's a great idea. I think they're expensive as heck, probably, but I like the idea. I like being able to refill. I refill my own 1 pound propane tanks. I get somebody to do them for me actually, and they're not supposed to refill them, but they refill fine and they work. So yeah, Chad, happy New Year's to you as well, my friend. One of these days I'm coming down to Columbia. I really need to. I really need to. Do ice fishing tents need to be insulated to ice camp? It's going to be better if it's insulated for ice camping, yes, unless it's really warm out. But if it's like less than like -10, I suggest having an insulated tent for ice camping. What part of Manitoba am I from? I'm from the southwestern region. What did you plug your Christmas lights into? I use my Dakota lithium power box that has an inverter on it. I have a new idea for lighting. So I take this Dakota power box with me all the time. I'll catch up to these super chats right away. I take these Dakota lithium power box with me all the time, right? I need to just make my own lights where I can literally plug in a 12-volt LED that's like way better, and it English clips into your center hub, one for each side, bang, switches on them and everything. I'm going to make my own. Clayton isn't from Manitoba. I live basically on the border of Manitoba. Recommendations: Garmin screen for live scope. I think I use the GPS 8612 is a really good series, but I think also the Echo Map series is pretty good too. I don't know a lot of other screens besides the GPS 8612 that I use. That screen is unreal, the resolution, and you can like HDMI hook it to another TV or to a recorder device or anything like that. One of these days, I'm going to bring like a 32-inch TV when I'm winter camping and have it out there so I can see it like from bed. It'd be amazing. Okay, we got 2 super chats we're going to do a drink for. Catch the new PB Laker on the Middleman Soft. Yes, we have a new plastic coming out with Send It Outdoors I'm playing with next time I go lake trout fishing. I'll buy you a drink, Clayton. Cheers to even bigger donkeys in 2024. Thank you, Daniel. Cheer. Let's have a shot for you guys right here. Much appreciated. Whew. I got a 32-inch TV with South Park going in my shack. That's awesome. 12-volt LED light tape, 50 feet long into a rubber hose will do your whole shack. I want like I have in my garage, I have like those from Costco, those three lighted like LEDs that screw into a light socket. Like it'd be so easy to make your own. Damon, happy New Year's to you, my friend. Fireball's gone, my friend. Only a little bit in there yet. Hey, Clayton, any Duck Mountain trip planned this winter? Yes, possibly. Nothing's for sure, but I might have a Duck Mountain trip plan. A thermostat on the heat hog would be great. I don't know, could you do a thermostat on a heater like that, though? I think if you could do a thermostat control heater, though, that would be amazing. Because, like, at nighttime, I usually crank it up a little bit, and then it gets too hot, and then during the day, I have it pretty low. But thermostat on something like that would be great. How often do you get hit by companies to try their product? Depends. The bigger companies, not as often, because they know that I'm already partner with people, so they kind of like have that respect. The smaller ones, though, you get lots of like, emails and whatnot to like try this product, or what do you think of this? And some of them I just tell them straight up, where it's like I can't really use that stuff right now because I've got so much on the go and I wouldn't have time. Some of them, I'll say, yeah, send it to me. I'll take a look at it and let you know. But you get quite a few emails for sure to try stuff. Clayton Chick Outdoors. What do you think is next for Garmin besides a better live scope transducer? I think at some point somebody's going to come out with like a live 360, not like 360 from Humminbird where it's got a spin, but like a live as it's happening around you. Like I think that's probably got to be next, right? I think. I don't know what's going on CSO life in 2024 with a ring on it. Well, what's Tigger eating? You guys watching Tigger or no?
But I looked this last year.
No.
Oh, way to avoid the question.
Oh,
Commented Cindy shit.
yeah. And somebody agrees here and happens to be her daughter. Oh boy, yeah. She doesn't say one word, and there she is. Comes out of nowhere. Yeah. Hey, if I die, just take over my last name, Cindy Schick Outdoors.
CSO?
Yeah, there you go.
Tigger, we could do that.
Yeah, I think so.
How hard
Yeah,
can it
then
be?
you'd have to take him fishing. Where's the new puppy? I don't think Tigger would allow us to get a puppy right now.
We'll just throw a basket down the hole and catch it, Tigger.
Yeah. Shout out from Metro Detroit. Your big fish camping videos are the best. Please keep them coming. Well, thank you very much, Joe B. We better do a shot for him. Cindy, you better get a shot too. Better mapping would be great. Better mapping from the Garmin. That's 100%. I wish that the Angler's Edge stuff would work on the Garmin or vice versa. Right? I wish that we had better options on the Garmin for mapping. Because honestly, it's like if I could take those, like a chip from the whatever is the Lake Master from Humminbird or from the Angler's Edge that's on Lowrance, if I could put that on my Garmin, I would have no need for any other depth or any other graph besides the Garmin. That's what they're missing for sure. Cheers, Joby.
Reagan wants to do a shot with you too.
Yeah, let's do a shot. This is Reagan. She wants to do a shot. She's going to be on a video soon. In 2 or 3 videos, I think. Yeah. If anybody doesn't know, this is Cindy's daughter.
I am
Reagan.
the long lost child that no one knows about.
She's always like, does anybody know I even exist?
Yeah.
She's home for holidays right now, and yeah. She is going to be on a video soon. She bammed some walleyes.
I'm the special guest.
Yeah, she's the special guest.
Thank you.
Thanks for having a shot with us. I'm an angler with MS and want to get more anglers with limitations of fishing with my business. So send me a message sometime. My dad doesn't have MS, but my dad has ALS. So I'm really familiar with like limitations and whatnot, right? And it sucks. So yeah, send me a message sometime. On Instagram would be the best. My Facebook is still hacked. I can't get on there. Or email claytoncheckoutdoors@gmail.com. But yeah, like I said, my dad has ALS, so I know all about the limitations with fishing 100%. Jay versus Clay versus Ray. Jay versus Clay versus Ray. Love the channel. Keep it up. Appreciate you watching so much. Clay, you're the goat. Goat or I'm the donkey. Question: on a lake with eyes and pike, I can only get hammer handles in 10 feet outside weed edge. Are the big ones out deep in 20 plus holes? Can't find them. Very likely. You're obviously talking about pike. They'll cruise through those weed edges at some point. I would try even go shallower. Try even go like super shallow. Go on the inside edge of those weed beds and stuff like that. They're going to be in areas where they're not scared of anything, right? Or where they're like the top predator. They're not scared of anything at all. So they're going to be in those super shallows cruising for meals, whereas the smaller ones don't want to be up there as often and get caught because they're going to be like easy prey. So try even shallower. Instead of thinking deeper, try shallower. Like try like 3-4 feet of ice with or water under the ice. 3-4 feet of water underneath the ice. Try something like that. Honestly, like I've caught big pike even like literally in a foot of water underneath 3 feet of ice. Try them cruising those big mud flats. Go shallow. You can never, even the walleyes, like if you're struggling with walleyes, like can't find them and you want to try to find a big one, like go shallow. The Game of Inches last year is a perfect example. Adam and I struggled to find a big walleye pre-fishing plus in a tournament, and then in the second day, so a day and a half in, we catch one on a tip up in like 7 feet of water. Like, why? Because the biggest fish are in the shallows cruising because they're not scared of anything and they're just looking there to eat. Or they're looking to be in the shallows to eat something. So think shallow sometimes for the biggest fish in the lake. Would love to see another Lake Winnipeg greenback video again. There will be a Lake Winnipeg greenback video again this year for sure. Are we ever going to see a Manitoba hunting video? Possible. Very possible for sure. I'm going to expand into hunting at some point. And now with YouTube laying off a little bit of the hunting stuff, I feel like there's more and more aspects that I can tap into the hunting side of it. So I think I'll do some hunting videos in the future at some point. It is Clay Chick Outdoors. It's not just Clay Chick fishing. I do love to hunt. What length rod weight stiffness for big muskies? You probably have to go with like a heavier and extra heavy for ice fishing. The slugger would be my guess from Frostbite. The 46-inch extra heavy slugger is what I would go with. Just ordered 3 sizes of Insanity peppers, also a 1.8 or 1.8 Frosty Clownfish. Insanity peppers are so good. Carson, I'm gonna have a drink for you here. I'm gonna take a sip of this, and I'm gonna have a shot for you for the super chat. What type of hunting? Whitetail, moose, maybe elk. I do love to hunt. I'd like to do some archery stuff in video, but it could be a little mixture of everything. Carson, cheers. Do much fishing on Lake of the Woods? I don't. Happy New Year and go Green Bay Packers. Happy New Year and go Detroit Lions. I don't watch a lot of NFL, but I like to cheer for the Lions because my buddy Frank Ragnow is on the Detroit Lions. And at some point, him and I are going to fish together and make a video. So go Lions. That's my NFL team right now. That's my team. How long is the live tonight? I don't know. It depends.
Till all the shooters are
Till all the shooters are gone, Cindy says. Love CSO. Aaron is back. Have you seen the uncut angling video on Barotrauma? I haven't seen it yet. I've been so busy. I haven't watched it yet. So if it's about Barotrauma, it's probably good because Barotrauma, in my opinion, is Cindy's gonna refill my drink. Barotrauma, I haven't seen the video at all, but to me, Barotrauma is something that we should talk about. And I'm guessing if it's about a Barotrauma video, he likely talked about fishing deep is wrong in terms of like anything, more than like 31, 32 feet, you start to get into trouble. So I'm guessing he probably talked about fishing too deep of water and it being not good at all to fish that deep. So I'll have to watch it. I didn't even realize he put a video out. So yes, I will. I'll look into that for sure. Barotrauma is a serious thing to watch out for sure. For sure. It's real. There's no, even if fish release, there's delayed mortality and all that stuff too. You have to be so careful. And I don't know what, if he was fishing for walleye or whatnot. So you teased me with the story of Babe Winkleman about 6 months ago. Please tell your horror story of Babe Winkleman. I'll tell a story about Babe Winkleman. That's exactly what he covered. He disagreed with the study in Minnesota. I haven't seen the study either. Huh. I'll have to watch it. Yeah. Anyways, so Babe Winkleman. Babe Winkleman was uncut, disapproved that there was a myth. That is a myth. Time out of the water. No. Barotrauma isn't a myth though. Not with walleyes. Did he do it with walleyes or what? Like I don't know what any other species, but like perch blow up right away, right? Like walleye blow their air bladder right away too. So if you catch something in 30 feet of water, it's not a crappie. Okay, I don't know anything about crappie at all. I know nothing about crappie at all. So if he did it about crappie, so he was catching crappie in deeper water and saying that Barotrauma wasn't an issue. Is that what it was? Because obviously it's still an issue. I'm sure he never said like you should fish deeper water. Disagreed with yeah. Anyways, I'll have to watch it. There's more tips of how to survive. I got a couple messages about it. The video, it was like, what do I think about it? And I was like, I just haven't watched it yet and haven't got there. So, yeah. Aaron did crappie, proved you could release them if it's done right. Yeah, but it doesn't mean you should fish for them in deeper, though, even if you can release them, because we don't know about delayed mortality, though, right? The Angling Buzz video. I'll have to watch them. I haven't even seen the. Yeah, Cindy is the real MVP. Brought me a drink, right? I'll have to watch it. We can talk about it. I'm all about talking about it in the future, but I need to watch the video first before I can like really, really dig into it, right? So we'll we'll bring this up in a live chat in the future. I'll watch the video and we can talk about it. I think that's great, to have those discussions about barotrauma and all that stuff. So yeah, biggest pointer for lake trout. Never went about it to go. I have no idea what to look for. Biggest pointer for lake trout in the winter. They can honestly be anywhere. It's so hard in the winter to catch lakers in terms of like figuring out an area to start with because they can literally be anywhere. A lot of times I say fish your areas that you catch them in open water as well. Fish them in areas that you catch them in open water as well because they likely hang out in the same area all year. Other than that, like lots of structure. Look for deep, like good drop offs because they'll cruise those edges, and then you can fish on the top or on the bottom part of that edge depending on what the pressure situation setting up with. Say if you have a low pressure system, you might want to be up higher, and if you have something with high barometric pressure, you might want to fish lower. So a lot of areas I'm talking about will go like this. It'll go like a little flat, say 80 feet, and then all of a sudden go from 80 to like 40 feet, and then there'll be another flat from 40 feet that goes to like slowly to 30 feet, say something like that. Up on those flats like that, they'll come up off that deep water to feed. If you have a lot of high pressure for a long time, then think about fishing at the bottom edge where it starts to kind of concave like this right in there, where it's like where they just travel that structure around it on the bottom, excuse me. Levi DeFrost, how do you edit your videos? What's your process? I come home, I have something like this right here, a Pelican case full of memory cards. So right there, say that's from a day of fishing. I take them all, put them all on my computer, in an SSD drive, sometimes a portable hard drive, something like that. I open Adobe Premiere Pro and I have 4 or 5 different timeline screens going. I take each camera and it gets their own line. So main camera, and then it goes top camera, as in like the top GoPro camera, the head camera, and then live scope, and then it has a bar for audio. I line them all up, and then I cut through sections of where there was stuff going on. So I'll have an 8 to 10 hour segment, and I'll piece it down to like 2 hours of like stuff that could make video, and then I'll take it down, or maybe it's even 3 4 hours where it could be video. Then I take it down to 2 hours. I take it down to 1 hour, and I try to stay at least under like 45 minutes. Sometimes I hit 50 minutes, but I found that my longer format videos seem to do just as well, if not better, than shorter format videos. So I even like to run a lot of 45, 50-minute videos, but it's just a process, right? It's something that'd be cool to make a video of in the future of like what I do, but I do use Adobe Premiere Pro. And then for different software stuff for sound, I use Epidemic Sound and Soundstripe. I have subscriptions to both, and I literally think it's like $26 and $20 a month to both. So like I'm even paying like $45 a month even just for use of different music and stuff like that. Adobe Premiere Pro is like $78 a month, right? So a lot of the money that I make on YouTube literally goes right back into all the editing stuff. But what's your favorite color, Dinner Bell? I'll tell you what, I'll let the chat answer that for you. What is my favorite color of Dinner Bell? Jacob wants to know. He's spamming the chat I see right now. Tell Jacob what my favorite color of Dinner Bell is. See, look at that. Come on, Jacob. Let's go. Silly question. The insanity pepper, of course. I love it. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. That insanity pepper is like, it's a slayer. It's such a slayer. Not a fan of other people's long videos, but love me a long Clayton Chick Outdoors episode. I appreciate that because you get the odd comment where it's like, your videos are too long. And it's like, yeah, but my longer videos are my best performing videos. So it's like, how do you not make a long video when they're the best performing videos? Oh, the Babe story. Okay, Babe Winkleman. Here we go. Okay, so I guided Babe Winkleman 3 times. I guided him. I think the first time was in 2008, 2011 or 12, and then like 2014. 2008, first time I ever met this guy. The owner of the lodge was like, "Hey, you're gonna be guiding Babe Winkleman, right?" And I've been there for at that point like 4 or 5 years, so I'm a greenhorn that thinks he knows a bunch of stuff for sure, and was definitely not as good as I thought I was, I'm sure. But Babe Winkleman, I get introduced to him, and literally like in the first 10 minutes of our conversation, he talks about how everybody should be allowed to like at least kill and take home one trophy pike. And I look at him and I go, "You're an idiot." I was like, if we send every guest here with a trophy pike, I was like, you wouldn't be here and we'd have no fishery. I was like, we'd literally send home 500 people with pike throughout the year. I was like, we'd have no trophy fishing here at all. And the owner of the lodge was like sitting there and he's like, what did I just get myself into? Clayton's super opinionated. Babe's obviously opinionated. I paired these guys up together. And it's like, what am I doing? He just walked away and he's like, you know what? Clayton will figure this out. He'll deal with it. So second, third day comes along. He's still always like the whole like, we should fish over there. We should fish here. We should fish there. We should fish here. And I'm like, you know what? Just like, leave me alone. I know what I'm doing, right? Even though at that point I still probably doing what I'm doing. I didn't know what I'm doing yet. I knew a little bit. I'm only, like I said, been guiding for 5, 6 years by 2008. 4 or 5 years. 2004 is when I started. Needless to say, the end of the trip, we smoked them. The last day of fishing, we got onto this insane bite. We catch 45 incher, 46 incher. He catches what he called at that time the second biggest pike of his life ever. It was 48 inches. It was a giant. And I was like stoked, right? Like this is going to be amazing. All was good. Babe, fast forward, Babe comes back 3, 4 years later. I guide him. Everything's great. He's telling his guests like Clayton knows what he's doing. This is great. All this stuff, right? It was honestly a great trip. Fishing was unreal. We slammed him. He didn't second guess me once. Everything was perfect. Third trip comes around to like 3 years again, so 2014. Everything's good between us in terms of the fishing. We smash fish. He never questioned me. He had a lot of trust in me, all that stuff. There was never any battle in the boat with that, right? He just let me do my thing. But the last night of his trip, he invites me and the newer guides that were there to dinner with him, and we thought it was like, hey, to talk whatever, maybe we're gonna get some tips or whatever, right? Like tips, like as in because he'd tip you, or maybe some fishing tackle or rods or whatever. And he's like, come to dinner, guys. Come to dinner. We sit down at a table. He proceeded to talk about himself and tell stories for 2 hours, and we're just like, are you kidding me? Like you're telling stories about yourself that we weren't even asking. It was like we just spent 4 days with him, so we already asked all of our questions, all that stuff. He was just so high on himself, and that was like gave me a huge insight to be like, I never want to be like that guy who was like always about himself, where it's like me. I did this and I did this and I did this, and it's like right then I was like, you know what? I was like, a true legend doesn't have to call himself a legend or talk about his stories. If you get asked about it, great, tell a story. People want to know your story, know that story about it, by all the means. But to like preach about yourself, it was like, I can't believe it. And after that, it wasn't very long where he kind of fell off, right? Like TV shows and all that just kind of like melted. But he was at one point in the fishing industry, he was at the peak. Like his stuff was like way up here and everybody else was here. So I don't have a lot of negative things to say about him though, in terms of like fishing with him, because once he trusted in me, we got along great. Once he knew that I was like knew what I was doing there, he never questioned me. He never said we should do this or we should do that. He just did what he was told to do. So the stories about him always being bossy and all that is because he never trusted the person he was with, which I get it, right? Like I'll say this much about him. He was a good stick. I watched him do some amazing things. I watched him reeling in with, he always used these gator spoons. And I was like spoons don't work for pike. But he could work this spoon and it smashed fish. But he was working, it wasn't a gator spoon at this point, it was a spinner bait. He was working it in, and I was like, babe, you got a big follow. And the fish is following. And once I told him he got a big follow, even before he saw him, he clicked his bail open and he let that bait drop. and the fish followed him. And he let it, and I was like, at this point, I'm like, what is he doing? Right. I'm like, I told him he's got a big follow, thinking he'll go into a check mark. Figure eighting for pike isn't a big thing, but a check mark is. He just clicked his bail and let it drop. And it dropped down, and he just started to kind of pop it, and jig it. And all of a sudden, boom, the fish nailed it. I learned something right then about the whole thing in terms of like pike and not letting them see you. I've had times before where a fish is following. I told the guy, I'm like, don't reel anymore. And the fish, if I can see it 15 feet, 20 feet away, I says, stop. And he just stops reeling. And I give him a different rod. And I'm like, okay, now cast back out to it, this fly or whatever, cast it out to it, and bang, he'll twitch it, he'll nail it. So there's lots of things I learned from him. He was a very, very good angler. I'll never take that away from him. But he did do things where it was like, he just wanted to talk about himself. That was his biggest flaw, right? He put himself up here. He put himself on the pedestal instead of other people like saying, you're the legend, you're the legend. He put himself up there. Anyways, that's my babe story for people that want to know about it. So I never read anything at all in here as I was talking about that. So if you do have a question, you'll have to ask it again. But yeah, that's my story about Babe Winkleman. Hopefully I didn't go too much. This is my last fireball shot right here, Real Canuck, right here. CSO member for 22 months. That's amazing. Okay. Right there. It's empty. Cheers. The Real Canuck. The Real Canuck actually bought me a bottle of Fireball just like this. Not this bottle, but one just like this a year ago. Fish with Jeremy Wade. Jeremy Wade's cool. There's a guy, though, that's like, it's always TV persona. You don't know what he's actually like. I've heard great stories about him, right? But you don't know what he's like. The one TV personality guy I'll say that was unbelievable and really cool was Larry Dahlberg. That guy is way cooler than he actually is on TV. If anybody hasn't ever watched Larry Dahlberg is a dude, and I had the best fishing conversations with ever. Like, it was unbelievable. Larry Dahlberg is like probably my favorite person I've ever fished with. If you guys ever watched The Hunt for Big Fish, Larry Dahlberg he was like one of the guys I watched. I'm like, oh, I want to be like Larry Dahlberg, right? Like, just a pile of information and not like, and not like all about himself. When I fished with Larry Dahlberg, I only got to fish with him for one day. With him being on my body of water that I fished for 15, 16 years, he never once talked about himself. All he did was quiz and ask me about the lake and about everything, right? He never once, even though he's like fished so much more than me and he's a legend, it's like, yeah. About fishing with Stag, he's great. Daniel Stag is great. Where'd you get your Heat Hog from? I got it right from Heat Hog. I think they're selling them in Canadian Tire now, but I got mine right from Heat Hog itself. Currently in the Ducks, we moved the party lights into the ice castle. Happy New Year. That's amazing. You guys have fished so hard. Stuart, Happy New Year's. Lori Lake. I'm coming to Lori Lake right now. Start the car. What's the question? My dad, probably. Yeah. When I first started fishing, my fishing mentor was 100% my dad. Like, no doubt about it. No doubt. 100%. My dad taught me a bunch of stuff about walleye and fishing. And then from there, it was like, he just like straight up said, like, now go figure out and learn on your own. And that was what we did. Have a bed for you, bud. Oh, start the car, Sydney. We're going to Lori Lake. Do you guide ice fishing? I don't guide ice fishing at all. Bill Dance. I don't know if he's a legend, but legendary bloopers. I'm sure Bill Dance is a legend for sure. I have seen his blooper videos, and some, even though I think they're probably like staged blooper videos, they're pretty funny. Happy New Year from Wollaston Lake, Ontario. There's a Wollaston Lake in Ontario. That's amazing. Good evening, your favorite Minnesota over trucker fan checking in. Thanks for all the content. You're so welcome. Thank you so much for watching. I still guide open water. Yes and no. I'm cutting back my guiding immensely this year. I'm only taking on, I think, 4 or 5 groups, and it's all guests that I've already guided for in the past. I'm not taking on any like new clients at this stage at the lodge I guide at. So I'm focusing more on the video content side of things. So full YouTube is my full-time job right now, I would say, for sure. What app do you edit your videos on? I use Adobe Premiere Pro. Thoughts on a small tungsten mealworm for big walleye? It works. I think later in the year, I was fishing a lake, a local lake of mine. Oh, this is probably 4 or 5 years, and I went out actually winter camping. This was maybe before I did any filming, and excuse me, the bite was tough, and I thought I saw a bunch of perch around, so I was fishing for perch with a little tungsten and a mealworm, and I caught 2 26-inch walleyes on that day, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So I think later in the year, I think it's 100%. It's a thing for sure. I'm sure it would work now, but I like the big aggressive baits for them. To me, it's the most fun. You should fish with John Hoyer. I'd like to fish with John Hoyer at some point. He's seems like a real cool dude. Favorite electronics has to be the live scope. I've been able to learn so much more about fishing with live scope and how fish react and what fish do more than anything. And I think that's my favorite thing for sure. There's not everybody. You get those comments in the ice fishing YouTube videos where it's like, oh, that's not real fishing. That's with live scope. It's cheating. It's the same thing with a flasher. You're fishing in a 10-inch hole straight down. It doesn't change anything. Am I learning stuff about for the future? 100%. But you're never going to catch more fish that day using a live scope in a hole. There's no difference at all. So it's like when people, oh, that's cheating. It's like, come on, like give your head a shake, dude. Like you snowflake. Clayton, I speak for all of us when I say we love your minimalist approach to ice fishing with all your gear. Pretty funny that I read that comment right after. Hey, I am definitely not a minimalist at all with ice fishing. I love gear. I enjoy it a lot, especially the ice camping. I love a lot of stuff out there, being comfy, and yeah, so yeah, I like a lot of gear. I do, and I'm gonna do some videos this year where I just go out with tip ups, hand over hand tip ups, and fish them. But to each their own, right? Like, don't judge anyone. I don't judge somebody when they do whatever they want to do, right? It's always funny when people want to judge somebody. It's like, you just must be miserable. Like, just go do your own thing. What size Acme ice winder do you prefer? The biggest size, the 1/4 ounce, 100%. And I like to upsize the hooks as well. I got some new hooks I got too. I always talk about VMC Barbarian hooks. I got some VMC feathered treble hooks now. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for those. Before YouTube, did you do other filming or fishing shows like you were on Babe's show? Yes, before YouTube, I did some fishing shows. In Fisherman, I did through the lodge that I worked at Wollaston, and then I also did some ice stuff with them with Jeff Simpson. That's like 2013, 2014, somewhere in there probably. So I did In Fisherman, and I did Babe Winkleman, and there was another one, Blaine Chocolate. I did too with some ice, some fly fishing stuff. Blaine Chocolate's a really, really good fly fisherman. I do love to fly fish for predator fish, for pike and for lakers, a lot. I don't like fly fishing for and Evan's gonna to roast me in this, but I don't like fly fishing for little weenie trouts. I like fly fishing for predator fish. That's my favorite. I have a video on here I did with Carter a couple years ago where I cracked like a 44.5 or 45-inch pike on a fly rod. I've already asked this question so much. I use Adobe Premiere Pro for editing. Why the switch to Eskimo is just going to be a better fit for my channel going forward. What do you have in the works that you're most excited for this year? I don't even know yet. I don't. That's something I haven't even thought about it yet. Here's how I think about a lot of my things. I don't plan anything. I literally am the worst planner. Am I not? How bad am I with planning?
Um,
You could be honest. Me and planning. How bad am I at planning stuff?
you're a good planner. You plan like the greatest holidays, but you're a last minute.
Yeah.
Yes and no, but like it's all based around the weather. But yes, you're a good planner.
I'm maybe a good planner, but I don't see 6 months in the advance of something, right? Like I don't even know what I'm doing like tomorrow. I was supposed to leave tomorrow on this trip, and it's like I just wasn't ready to go, or so I don't have like any plans. Should we be planning a wedding? No. What's your favorite fish to eat? Probably pike. I'd say pike's my favorite fish to eat still.
Do you think Mark Tully's watching?
I don't know why.
I was gonna thank him for my stuff.
You should. You should.
Mark, if you're watching,
Or ever watch.
thank you for saving Clayton's butt and filling my stocking for him. I really appreciate.
You could show it.
I do not have a tackle box, and Mark gave me 2 frostbite pieces for a tackle box, and Carter stole them.
Yeah,
And
Carter stole the tackle
I
box.
have nothing. Mark filled my stocking for me this year, so I appreciate it.
There's a bunch of stuff that Cindy got sent from Frostbite. Mark Tully is amazing.
Mark is the only person that gives me tackle, so I really, really appreciate you thinking of me and giving me a tackle box. Now I just need to find someone to take me fishing.
I just took you fishing. Just took you fishing yesterday.
I'm kidding.
Why don't you go get some more shots? I
I'm
took you
kidding.
fishing yesterday. Go get some more shots. Are you going to be on the meat eater anytime that you know of? Nothing's planned. I almost went and hung out with Jay this year and did something for a crappie video. I couldn't make it happen. So if I'm going to be on Meat Eater, it'll be something with Jay. So at some point, maybe it'd be possible. I think Meat Eater makes awesome stuff. So if she only knew a fisherman, yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
There you
Oh, yeah.
go. You asked for that too.
Oh, I lost it already. There. Cindy caught this yesterday. Let's see if it'll focus. It's discolored, but
I don't even. Did we measure?
no. Wait, there we go. There. That was Cindy yesterday. We went fishing. I fished yesterday without cameras. It was amazing. I just went fishing without cameras, and it felt so good just to not have to worry about cameras the whole time. The whole day, though, I'm doing these two. Oh, Lac La Hache. Wow. We're busting out the jello shots right here. Yes. Thank you so much. It's always appreciated.
That was very nice.
He was last year, the New Year's too. He was Clayton with no camera. Yes, it was crazy. I don't know if I can do this without a spoon. What was I even talking about? I don't even know. Not bad. 50-inch pike plus can be on Tobin Lake. Very possible. Getting into lake trout this year is 2,000 real big enough. For big lakers, no, it's not. For medium size lakers, 2,000 is good, but I like at least a 3,000 with a good drag system for big lakers. I've almost gotten spooled on 2,500 a couple times. How does one get a CSO bump board? Go to muskiebumper.com, order a bump board, and ask for a CSO bump board, and they'll hook you up. The red ones are better.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
These are Berry Blast vodka, and the greens are peach.
They're good. Do you ever get nervous when you don't take the camera? You might catch your PB pike or walleye. I used to get nervous. Yes. I used to think,
That happens.
what happens? No, well, she got her PB and Carter caught her PB when we didn't take cameras one day. I used to. I honestly did. I used to be like, I have to capture everything. I have to, like always have the cameras rolling. Not anymore. It doesn't worry me unless because it was like I used to see what I do in YouTube as like I need to capture everything. It was like if I miss out on something, I'm gonna be hurting myself. And now it's like, I don't. If I catch the biggest wall I've ever caught and it's not on video, it just wasn't meant to be. Like, am I gonna be like, wow, I wish I was on video? 100%, but it's gonna be a story and that's it. So, and yeah, you always got your iPhone for. I could always do an iPhone video, right, and be like, we weren't filming today, and like, look at this just happened, and I'll bring it into a video, but it doesn't. It doesn't hit me like it used to, for sure. What are you laughing at?
Oh, I have people offering to take me fishing.
I'll be back at Lake of the Prairies tomorrow. Sarah's awesome, and they're fishing in a nice ice castle right now too.
Oh,
I told
you had a sweet setup too, but I didn't get Christmas lights.
yeah. I need to get an ice castle or something like that eventually. I think just so I could take Cindy fishing. Using spoons is cheating. You're cheating.
But we had a great day. We fished. The kids played hockey. We skated. Your parents came.
Yeah.
Cindy, how proud of Clay are you?
I'm so proud of Clayton.
She's so lucky.
I am. I'm very proud of you. What are we going to do when Clayton hits 100,000 subs? Should we have like a big party? What should we do?
Chartreuse is cheating.
Retire.
Yeah. I had 100K subscribers. I am retiring. Love a trailer park boys party. You're so humble. I hope I can get your fraction of the species. Humble. You always have to be humble.
Oh, decent. Yeah, that was a pretty sweet gift.
The mini fish.
I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
we've ever surprised Carter before. He's always found his gifts or whatever. He thought he was getting a dehumidifier for his garage, and we got him a wrapped fridge.
Yeah, and Carter owes me $20 if you're watching because the Oilers beat the Kings yesterday. Woo woo! $20, Carter. I'll take that. One green crisp bill, please. Do a drawing and take a few subs fishing. Yes, 100K, that would be a good one, actually. I wonder if I can. I got an idea for that, actually. Yeah, 100K live from the ice would be a good one. 100K giveaway
We
ring.
could have a nice party.
This Andrew guy's trouble.
Yeah, I kind of
I know.
like this guy.
Yeah.
We'll invite you.
I forgot to send Carter some chirps. Ever go ice fishing at the Georgian Bay? I've never fished ice fish Georgian Bay. Who remembers Red? I remember Red.
That's a good one.
What?
Get married at 100K.
How about $1 million? Do you like the Heat Hog better than the Mr. Buddy? I'm not positive yet. I'm still not sold. I need to spend more time with it. I want to spend more time with the Heat Hog before I'm really sold on it. Curious if you think underwater spooks fish. I think it spooks them a little bit. I think if you have it with the same level as them, I think it spooks them. I think if you can get it up a bit higher, pointed at a 45-degree down, I think you have a better chance. You said most likely chance to catch a 50-inch pike in Reindeer Lake. What would you like? What would it take to get you to captain that expedition? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it would take. Like King's mini fridge looks sick. It was pretty sick.
The box for the fridge is Tigger's new bed.
Yeah. What is your current subscriber count? What is it at? I haven't even looked.
I want to say 97.5.
No, it can't be that high.
It was 97.5.
Oh, what?
Oh, it's 97.6.
Okay, yeah. I almost thought it was still at 96,000, so that's news to me. 97,661. Holy cow.
300 and
Wow.
oh no, 2,339.
2,000 what?
That's what you
2,300. Steven, let's have a shot. We'll get some more jello shots.
Sure.
Cindy drinks looks empty.
Yep.
About time to fill it. Cheers, Megan. Other than Lake Winnipeg, what other lakes do you recommend for walleye going to Manitoba for 10 days? Going north, like up to go see Brian at Wekusko Lake and ask him, say, hey, I want to go catch some big walleyes. Where should we go? That would be probably another one. Lake of the Prairies is another good one too. Your chances as big of a walleye as Lake Winnipeg is just as good, but with less numbers. As in, like, it could take you a lot longer. You can easily catch a 30-inch walleye at Lake of the Prairies, but it could take you twice as long or 3 times as long as it would at Lake Winnipeg. But Lake of the Prairies is another good one for sure. It's a tough fishery for bigger fish though. It's good fishing though.
How long have you been YouTubing? That's a good question.
I think 2017 is when I like really.
How long? I thought it was COVID.
Well, I started making videos in 2017, I think, but I wouldn't do a lot of videos. I think when COVID hit in 2000, whatever it was, I hate even saying COVID hit. It's so dumb. When 2000, I think 2019 is when I really started to push videos. I think. Jello shooters, red's way better. Does YouTube pay decent at your level, Clay? If you don't mind me asking, it pays okay, but the amount of hours that go into it, though, like if you looked at a normal job, right? If you worked at a normal 9 to 5 job, compared to the 16 hours that I do, it pays crappy. But it's good for, it's a good pay. It's good pay, but it's like not for the hours that are put into it, right? Like your pay per hourly would be pretty crappy. But I get to work my own hours though and do my own thing. So that aspect is nice, where I'm not working or answering to somebody. I'm my own boss.
You like your boss?
I love my boss. My employees are amazing. Nobody back talks. And it's great. It's great. I discovered your channel in 2020 when you're at 25K subs. The fact you're almost 100K is crazy. Well, I appreciate you following since then very much. Can we fish together, please? I wish I could fish with everybody. I really do. Ask this girl. The first time we went fishing in a year was probably yesterday.
We went once in May.
100,000 subs, Clayton versus Bubba. Bubba would win. That guy, he's a good angler. We know who the boss is. You ever fish around lake? I do fish around lake. I just haven't fished it lately. Love your vids. Thanks for all the hard work. You're so welcome. Thank you so much for watching. What will be the best frostbite for Cisco? The best frostbite rod or lure or what? For Cisco and deep water. I don't know if you mean lure or rod. Lure, I would say a tungsten dinner bell. Micro tungsten dinner bell, though, would probably be your best lure. And a rod would be probably the dipstick, I'd say. The dipstick or even possibly the feather duster. Go to fly rodding pike. I have a Temple Forks fly rod that I really like. It's like an ESOC series. I have a 10 weight and a 12 weight. They're really good. 100K, Tigger on the ice. Agreed. Yeah. Have you ever caught a Cisco and put it on a tip up alive? Not alive, but I've caught Cisco's and put them on tip ups before. Cisco loved the Acme Rattle Master. Ooh, there's a hot tip right there. Have you ever caught a sturgeon? I have caught sturgeon. I've caught both lake sturgeon, the Rainy River with Jay we did years and years ago, open water. I've caught big sturgeon through the ice at Saskatchewan River in Tobin. And then Jay, myself, and a good buddy, Matty Getzlaff, and I did a 10-day trip to Chilliwack, BC to fish for white sturgeon. We caught 175 sturgeon in those 10 days. And it was like, we finally figured it out as it got later and later in. I think our biggest one was 96 inches. 94 or 96 inches, one of those two numbers. Caught by Jay or it's caught by Matt. The biggest one I caught was like 84, I think. 84 inches. So yes.
How do we meet?
How do we meet? This girl wheeled me right here. She works at a bank, and I'd come in there to do banking stuff because I used to go down to Florida to fish in the winter all the time, and I'd like have to wire money down to the people down there for their place. And every time I come into the bank, she'd come out of her office and pretend to photocopy something or whatever. Oh, you're here. I didn't even know. How are you doing? How's your mom and dad? So I'd be polite too and ask her how her kids were, and all that. And her boy played hockey and I was an old hockey player. And I was like, yeah, you should send me a schedule sometime. And she asked for my number. Yep. She hit me up. No different than Sam hitting up Jay. See, women love fishermen. That's how we met.
And then Reagan invited you over
Yeah,
to my house, and her and Carter laughed.
yeah. And then Carter came out of his room and was like, "Could you guys keep it down?" Yeah. She said I was the best kisser ever. I need to move to Canada. Fishermen always have ladies, right?
You just love us because of Tigger.
Yeah. I was like, oh, there's this cat in the garage who's amazing. I was like, I really like this cat. I'm totally getting in on this. My Apple Smash says you're the boss because my wife said so. I love it. Got to lure his first straw. You're so welcome. Try Elliott ice rods. I've seen their ice rods, but I haven't tried them yet at all. Where's Carter? He's at home. He works tomorrow. He's got to get up in the morning and make like triple overtime or something. So he's all about it for sure. You ever fish for carp? The first video I've ever done is actually carp. If you go on my channel and go way back, um, there's a video of me carp fishing, actually. I don't know if I've ever done any since. I fished for carp a little bit, but I definitely need to do some more at some point. 100K subs, Clay versus Jay versus Carter versus Fishing Geeks versus Mr. 30, 24 ice fishing coming out. That's a good one. That's a lot going on. Thoughts on the Timber King ice rods? I haven't used them. I follow you with the fireball. Cheers. Cheers, my friend. Take Tigger and Ice Castle. Yeah, if I get an Ice Castle, can I take Tigger?
That I would have loved.
Okay, we're getting an Ice Castle. Tigger, we're going fishing. What's the best type of minnow for pike on tip-ups? I like Cisco's. I like Cisco's on a pike on tip-ups more than anything, probably. And it doesn't have to be really big, though. Like, they can be like 5-6-inch Cisco's. Are there any plans for 39 hours again? Not that I know of. We can bring Tigger over. We're going to wrap the chat out soon, so bring him over. Come out to Lac La Biche and stay at Dylan's cabin. Yes, Luke. Dylan's such a good buddy. I know. I got to come to Lac La Biche at some point. Oh. Cindy, you see him meow at you? Cindy's bringing him over on his box. This is where he's been sleeping. Yeah.
This is the fridge box, Jason. Yeah.
Oh, this cat owns the house. What lures for trout? Stock trout? Lake trout? Yeah, what a king, exactly. Carpfish Lake of the Prairies, there's 40 pounders. There is 40 pounders in there, but there's not a lot. Will there be another game of inches? Not right now. Clayton, tell me about your muskie adventure on Lake Nipissing. We'll have to talk about that in the future. Next live chat. We'll talk about muskie on Lake Nipissing. But I do have a story about that for sure. Myself, Aaron, and Jay went to Lake Nipissing quite a few years ago already. Did muskies for like 7 days, at least 7 days. Biggest muskie ever caught, 47.5 inches. And I could probably find a picture of like the computer screen picture, and that's about it. That's all I can find. Okay, last jello shots right here.
There's lots.
Oh, is there? Yeah, shoot them. Let's go. Get some more jello shots, Ray. We're doing jello shots. Elliott over tuned up. I would say the Elliott rods are nicer than the tune-up rods. I agree. I just haven't spent a lot of time with them at all. I've only seen them. I haven't got to use them yet. Cat's not impressed. There's Ray. There comes Kyle. Ray's boyfriend. We're letting her keep him for a little bit longer because he's an electrician. We need some electrician work. Actually, Kyle guides with me at Wallison as well.
That's where we met.
Yeah. Full circle.
I'm gonna hit up Lake of the Prairies. What's the structure like? Seems like a lot of jagged rocks on inside turns. 100% nail it down. Fish somewhere off of the river channel. Inside turns, great. Tigger's looking good as he has lost weight. Yeah, he has lost weight for sure. Can you do a jello shot for me? We just did one right here for you. Which one the better fisherman? Probably Cindy. Cindy's the best fisherman here.
I'd have to agree.
Bless you, Tigger. Happy New Year's, guys. Much love from my family. Sorry not for stirring the pot. This Andrew guy,
Yeah.
he's trouble. What lures for rainbow trout? Stubby jigs, tube jigs, 2-inch, 1-inch tube jigs. Tell your cat I said pss, pss, pss. He doesn't hear. He's very deaf. Cat is drunk. Are you drunk, Tigger?
Look at him, the drunk one.
Oh yeah. Ray's pretty good if I remember correctly. She did okay in the video that we did together, and she's getting better. It's actually the video we did together was a good learning video. I was teaching her as we're going. I never even fished. I just let her fish, and she kind of learned as she went. Stock brookies, rainbows. What's the depth you choose? Stock brookies, shallow, like literally 1 to 3 feet of water, and then the rainbows a little bit deeper once the winter comes. You probably want to be in like that 5 to 10 feet for rainbows. Brody, hello. Ken, I said money via Vimo. We don't have Vimo in Canada. Where'd you get that Rogue t-shirt?
Cows, right?
Oh, cows.
Right off their website.
Right off their website. Karaoke fishing in the dark before countdown. That's funny because the next video I put out, I was like, I'm literally singing in my video. At the end of the video. Happy New Year's to you, Clutch. Have you done any lake trout fishing in Colorado? I have not. I've never fished anything in Colorado before. What's your best Lake Winnipeg tips? If you're on fish or you can see fish and not catching, make small moves. If you're not seeing any fish, make bigger moves. What fillet knife did you use in your high risk videos? I have a custom knife from, you want to grab it? Actually, it's on the cupboard. It's from Doug Barsh Knives, BARTSCH knives.com. I don't know if he makes knives anymore, but he's a helicopter pilot and he's been making some knives. And yeah, I should clean it, but this is a custom knife, probably the best fillet knife I've ever used. Right there, it'll focus. But Barsh Knives. See if I got it right. BARTSCH. Yeah, I did get it right. Barsh Knives. Doug Barsh is his name. Knives unbelievable. I had this one for probably 4 years now. I think he sent it to me, and I get it sharpened once a year at the Razor's Edge in Winnipeg, and I clean all my fish with it. It's amazing. Anyways, I think we're going to wrap it up. I'll do a members only chat we'll do a members only chat for a little bit. You can have more shooters there.
Okay.
We're doing members only chat for a little bit, just in case people from the members that had questions that we never got to at all. So I appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. Happy New Year's to everybody. It's 10:30 here, so we got another hour and a half before New Year's. But all the best to you in 2024. And yeah, we'll hit her strong with videos for sure. So
100,000.
100K subs and hopefully 2 videos every week. Besides April, I'll be taking April off of videos. Thank you, everybody. Cheers. Take care. Bye.